Perception creates our experience. It is all in your perception. Perception of illusion, or perception of reality. Where there are no boundaries to what the mind is capable of creating. It is about becoming a master over this physical realm and breaking through all the illusions of negativity it presents, and breaking the cycles of survival, consumption, sleep, sickness, and death.
We really consider this place to just be a sludge challenge, which means you come down to earth and it's a challenge of transcending, of rising through heaviness. And the sludge is in such a way that everyone is in it when you come down to earth. Everyone is in the sludge. Everyone is in the heaviness. And that's why it's a challenge, because you have to rise out of this heaviness.
Traveling deeper and further within yourself than you've ever been asked to go. Things must be uprooted, voices you have listened to, pictures you have clung to, because they are heavy burdens that weigh you down.
So, ending the reincarnation cycle of having to have a physical experience means that you have full self-realization in the midst of the physical experience.
To walk in your truth, you must question every truth that is presented to you.
We're all striving to be more positive, but ultimately, it's also about reaching that to the point where you manifest that physically.
It is dawning on you. Allow it to manifest physically.
And that's the hardest challenge, is to do it physically. And so that means all the negativity we especially experience physically would be truly beating this game and mastering that negativity. And like I said, that is aging, that is, death, that is having to eat, having to sleep. All these things are physical negativity that we experience.
This planet is not in a normal state. It is not you who isn't normal.
And the reason that is because you're naturally light. Naturally, you really feel that lightness is your real state, is your most powerful high state, because it is. When you're heavy, you're low, you're slow. It's harder for you to create what you prefer. And that's not a negative thing. That is why we came here, to have that challenge of rising, of going from low to high and mastering it, It's not easy. It's a challenge, and it's a challenge for a soul. Think about it. If you're God, this is the ultimate challenge for you. This is really hard, right? This is a really hard challenge. Really, ultimately, all we're really moving towards in evolution is really where we came from, which is the non-physical, in a sense. We were, in a very light, unlimited state there. But we have to come to the sludge, we have to come to the heaviness, and we have to rise out of it. We have to come to the heaviness and transcend it to lightness. That is the challenge, that is the purpose, that is the whole point.
Change the blueprints. Wake up.
And some people are like, wow, this is my favorite video, this is awesome, I can do it. Other people react like, I can't do that, it's impossible for anybody to do that, which means that you cannot possibly break out of the incarnation cycle in the way that you are saying. And so I'm going to be really negative about this. But people are awakening. You can unplug. You can unplug from the matrix. You don't have to be stuck in it.
It is totally impossible for a dimension to limit a mind. It is only possible for a mind to limit a dimension.
So ultimately, really, it is just about letting go. Letting go of all these false programmings, letting go of all these false identities of who you think you are, of what you think you should do. When you let go of all this falseness, all that will be left is realness.
Your reality self. We have to learn to look within and not without. We have to learn that physical strength cannot be valued above inner strength.
Is because we don't realize where the true high is. The true high is within. All these false highs are outside of us. That's the challenge. Will you keep looking outside of you, or will you finally just peek within? If you do, you will realize, okay, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. As you do that, you feel like I have this, I have this, I have this. That's really the key. Your reality has to overwhelm the outside, not the other way around.
The reality is subtle, and it is quiet. It will only be heard by you when you yourself are quiet.
What does Breatharianism represent? It represents you being lighter. It represents you being more on your own energy. When in reality, even when you're eating food, you're still living off your own energy. It's just this illusion that we're going through. It's impossible to actually be cut off from your own energy.
These beliefs keep you imprisoned within your own mind.
Really, the key ultimately to being yourself, the key for that is to transition, is to let go and let go of more and more of what holds you down in the sludge.
It's this constant progression that leads more and more and more to liquidarian, more and more to only water, and then immediate. And in other words, nothing, in the sense of nothing coming to you from outside of who you are. You don't need anything outside of you. You need nothing outside of you to sustain yourself.
You don't have to come back and do it over and over again. You have to learn to master it in a physical way. That's why we're coming here physically. And when you manifest that physically, then you really hit it. Then you really hit home. Then the game, in a sense, is mastered by you. Then you win the game. You don't have to, it's not a game over and you have to come in and do it again.
Seek to bring this place back to the vibrational level of your real home.
You know, whatever you want to do, you can do it. So some people actually think that, you know, if you were to be here and you were to be immortal, that's actually almost like a limiting thing. You would be stuck in the physical. But that is not the case, because in order to be an immortal here, you would have to master limitations. So as an immortal, you would be unlimited. And that means, like I said, there's no trapping there. It's pure freedom. It's pure unlimitation.
And the reality is limitless. When the reality merges with the physical experience, we perceive an immortal and limitless physical body. What will you choose?
Who you are overwhelms that experience, and you can choose what your body will operate as. You can choose what your experience will be, and that is mastering the physical.
My mission here is to be who I am. No matter what the cost. I am the soul of a star seed.